She opens the door to her apartment, number 727, nested on the 7th floor. She requested because she figured rapists and robbers can't creep through balconies and windows up so high. But as she walked into her studio apartment, she notices the mascara from the night before that merged with the rest of her makeup and mixed with her salty tears that bled down her cheek and made watercolors dripping onto her Egyptian cotton pillow, creating a portrait of her soul's cry. She is amused. Being abused, her black and blue bruises that rope around her arms and wrists like bracelets complement her Chanel earrings and diamond rings nicely. The bruises remind her that rapists and robbers do get in no matter how high she is. No matter how much dope she smokes or powder she inhales through rolled up $1 bills from tips doing tip drills, popping pills won't take the pain away. She remembers voices laced with perversion saying, little women open their legs and keep their mouths closed. Shh, don't scream. And big girls don't cry. No, it's okay to cry, she tells herself as she looks back again at the portrait on her pillow. She carefully locks the door to hear the click, remembering to latch the chain and pauses, pressing her ear against the cold steel frame, listening for echoes and footsteps on the other side, then piercing her eye through the peephole until she's content that no one is out there. This is her routine. A daily reality because even though she was on the 7th floor, rapists still somehow managed to creep in the form of phantom memories and nightmares or by getting swept off her feet by empty promises of forevers. Breakfast in bed, shopping sprees and trips to places far, far away from her existence. But instead she was gifted with violent one-night stands. Her nightstand sprawls $20 bills that add up like price tags to define her worth. Another routine. Like a thief in the night, robbers come in and out and in and out of her, stealing her dreams, hopes, and desires to one day be the woman that is opposite of her reflection. She remembers what Mama told her, big girls do nasty things to get ahead in life. That body is your one-way ticket out the hood, baby. See, she was overdeveloped as a teen. 16 trapped in a 26-year-old's body, hormone-filled, fried chicken, and a little birth control. Does a body good. She resumes. Passing by her stained pillow, she stops in front of her full-length mirror to undress. She stares at her Coke bottle frame. Thanks to numerous abortions and hours in the gym, she avoids stretch marks and all the markings of the struggles of womanhood because making it rain has far more perks than giving birth to kings and queens that may one day change the world. She never imagined herself good enough to be the vessel to carry royalty anyway in her womb. She settles on the idea that she has no business bringing forth life when death is constantly breathing down her neck, making hickeys smelling like cheap cologne, Hennessy, and Swisher Sweets. She admires her beautiful video model-esque figure, 5'3", about 5'7" in heels. Long hair and D cups and a push-up. Baby hair, eyebrows arched with preciseness, nose contoured and full lips to die for. It takes a lot of work to look this damn fine, she thinks. But she wishes her insides were just as gorgeous. The cocktail of pills and potions and binge eating have gotten full from eating away at her stomach lining, causing ulcers the size of golf balls. Her cervix and uterus look like a replica of Vietnam aftermath, and her immune system is at a war zone between T cells and antigens. Her mental state is an unstable balance of uppers and downers, a case of undiagnosed bipolarism, depression, and anxiety attacks. But the worst of it all is her heart. Little does she know she is buying time because her heart is like a cracked vase ready to crumble. Over the years, it has been leaking all the things that ever matter to every big girl and all the little women: security, trust, and love. Things that even her good looks and good pussy could never buy. No matter how hard she tried to give love, she never received it. It always came back like rejected love letters returned to sender. She tried to surrender her life over to Christ one day, thinking she would be safe and loved in the comfort of God's house. But the first lady was a little too insecure about how the good reverend always wanted to lay hands on her in Jesus' name. And she never quite fit in because come as you are meant just that, so she took full advantage. Her freakum girl dresses had her on the tongues of elders, making it impossible to hear God's voice over the gossip that tainted Sunday services. She became confused about how Christ supposedly paid it all, but his followers seemed to have nailed her to the cross, and in her case, there would be no resurrection. She fled and was led into the arms of many impostors who appeared to offer salvation, but little did she know that even Satan disguises himself as a Savior. Her heart cannot be mended, weakened by a hard life. She is unaware that her minutes are numbered. So as she stares at her image in front of the mirror, she imagines how life would have been like before rapists and robbers got in. She imagines a two-parent household out in the burbs, attending private schools with her only care being which college to choose amongst her stack of acceptance letters. She imagines walking down the aisle and being given away by her father to the man of her dreams who promises, with this ring, I be wed. And he turns to her father and tells him, I got it from here. She imagines raising a family and growing old with her king and being inseparable even until death, but it's all a fantasy. Because again, rapists and robbers climbing up her balcony, entering through the windows of her soul, violating night after night, stealing her heartbeats and making it murmur. Widening the gaps between the cracks on her base of a heart, her minutes are numbered. With no one to fill the void between her vessels, she is forced to face her destiny alone as she stands in the mirror not knowing her time is up. In the blink of an eye, her body collapses where she stood, representing the generations before her that suffered from weak foundations and failed to give her stability she deserved. Clutching her chest, grasping for breath, she pleads with God to give her one more chance, but it seems like he isn't listening. Her pulse weakens as the base of her heart crumbles into pieces. The warmth of her blood flow wraps around her body like wings of an angel, overtaking her with the freedom and tranquility she longed for years. She feels relief. For the last time, salty tears and makeup bleed down her cheek, mixing to make watercolors, drips onto the floor and paints a portrait of hearts, doves, kisses, hugs, and it reads, big girls and little women deserve security, trust, and love. The rapists and robbers never return. Instead, they found their way up balconies and windows and came to doors looking for more big girls and little women to destroy, taking advantage of the fact that these girls' houses may have windows and doors, but their house is not a home. With no one to tell them it's okay, big girls can cry. And little women have the right to keep their legs closed, and coat bottle frames should be covered up because perverts believe age ain't nothing but a thing. This could be any girl in America, so I constantly tell my daughters how beautiful they are, so rapers and robbers cannot run game to make them feel good about themselves. They have to find another route, but I got those covered too, by the way of security, trust, and love, and overprotective fathers and grandparents. But if shit gets too real, we can take a quick detour down Smith and Weston Avenue, and I'll make them understand how slugs feel. Security, trust, and love. Remember that, and it applies to boys too. Give them a chance to paint beautiful portraits of hearts, doves, kisses, and hugs with happy tears. That's that piece.